Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abdurrahman Ali from CCQ, and today, inshallah, I'm going to talk about the alternator. What is alternator, and what is the function, and what is the component of the alternator? These today what I'm going to talk about in details, inshallah. As you can see, this is the alternator. It's a little bit heavy device. It is located in front of the car. Okay, and inshallah I will talk about the mechanism itself. Okay, so after I dismantle it, I will come back again to give details about the components of it. So guys, now let's talk about the functions itself. Okay, the primary function of an alternator is to charge the car battery so that other electric components in the car can be powered, such as radios and windows of the car. Also, the second purpose of that one is the charged battery provides the electricity needed for the starter motor to start the car. And finally, when the car is running, alternator generates energy to feed the electrical system and the battery. That's regarding the function of the alternator. As you can see, now after I dismantle the components, we can see here, this is the cover, end cover. This is the plate, the front plate. This is the back plate. The front plate, of course, for mounting, okay, inside the car. And this one, the back plate, is a mounting also, but it is adjustable. So you can make it forward or backward in the car. Depends on the model. So now let's talk about the main components. Okay, we do have the pulley. Okay, you can see it is rotating freely. Okay, and we do have the other main component, which is called the rotor, and we do have the shaft rotor. Okay, the rotor shaft, and we have the stator, which is, like you see, it is coiled for creating a magnetic field. And here we do have the rectifier, and we have the voltage regulator, and we do have the brushes also. You can see them here. So now let's talk about the function for each component. Okay, let's talk now about the regulator here. Yes, this one, the regulator. The voltage regulator is a part that controls the amount of power supply from the alternator itself to the battery. It controls the charging process as it is designed with various functions and work depending on their applications. So it is regulate voltage, which goes to this one. Okay, the brushes. Then we have the rectifier. Rectifier mainly function is to change the AC to DC, because of course the battery needs a DC current, not AC current. Okay, this device, which is a rectifier, it will change the AC to DC, because the alternator produces AC current. Okay, don't forget that one, it's very important. Now we will talk about the rotor. You can see the rotor itself. It is a very important device. The rotor is the part that spins inside the alternator, rotates the pulley. You can see it rotates. You can see it is rotating the pulley with it. Okay, if this one rotates, this one also will be rotating. Okay, and also it rotates the pulley and drives the belt system along it acts as spinning electromagnetic. This pulley is connected to a V-belt, which is connected to the engine. And the engine, when the crankshaft is turning, this one also will turn with it. That's the mechanism for the alternator, because it's changing the rotational energy to electric energy. Okay. And there is also very important information that I know recently. You see the rotor parts, they are shaped like a triangle. This one is used for recently cars, which is modern. But the old cars, they used to have like a rectangular shape, which are not beneficially good. This one is very, very, very good. And it will act like a pulse, you know. Also, we do have the fan, which is here. This is the fan, and we do have one here, exactly the same. Those purpose for cooling, this fan and the other one, which is at the back here in the front. And for the remaining part, I do have the slip rings. Okay, or sorry, this one, the slip rings. Slip rings are means obtaining direct current and offering power to the rotor. So this one is rotating, okay, and this one, the brushes, okay, you can see the brushes inside, or from here. They are attaching on the slip rings to regulate the voltage which is coming from here, okay. So depends on, it's a regulator. It means it will increase and decrease the amount of voltage that needs inside the car. Okay, then we have the slip ring and bearing. Alternator bearings are designed to support the rotation of the rotor shaft. See, when that one is rotated, because when this one is rotating, it's rotating in a very, very fast way. So the bearings are helping to support the shaft from going up and down or front and back. It's a very important device, the slip rings bearings. And now for the second part, we can see the stator itself. Okay, the stator is an iron ring that contains several coils of wire winding, like you see. Okay, it's around it. The part of the stator serves as a body of the alternator, creating a current or an electric magnetic field here. Basically, when this one rotating, inside the coil itself, it will produce an electric field. How is that? Because the voltage, okay, the voltage here, it will make a positive current, okay. It will give this rotators, it will act like a pole, and when it is a pole from plus or minus, okay, or negative or positive charge, it will be returning or turning inside this coil, which will create a magnetic field. Here it produces the electricity or the AC current. It will go back to the rectifier, and from rectifier it will change the AC current, which is produced from here, to DC current, which will go to the battery to charge it back. And here you can see that this, what we call the drive end bearing. The drive end bearing also help to support the rotation of the rotor shaft. Okay, this one. And finally, we can talk about the pulley. Okay, you can see the pulley. It has 1, 2, 3, 6 stages. okay? And the pulley is a part connected to the rotor shaft and the drive belt system. The rotation is obtained from the engine transferred by the drive belt to the pulley. The rotation causes the charging process. That's when the rotation causes the charging process. As you can see now, those are the main components and the function of the alternator. There is a symptoms for bad alternator. For example, if you are driving your car and you see that the what we call it, the steering, it became very hard. If this one goes failed, the power steering it will be very, very heavy. You cannot drive the car smoothly like before if this one goes failed. And also, if this one is, there is a symptom for failing, you will see the battery charge or battery symbol will be lightening on the dashboard. That's also one of the symptoms that you have a bad alternator. It's a very important device. You cannot drive your car without it. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and have a nice day.